It's time for Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now let's have some fun. Here is your host, Johnny Radio.
Yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan all day long, all day strong. And you know we're going to talk a little college football today at 11:30 with David Cobb from CBSSports.com. I'm going to open up the segment today in just a few minutes. I went and did a little looking, I got my Lindy's. I got my Athlon. I got my Phil Steele book. Getting into a little bit of college football. I'm kind of feeling it. We've had media days. AAC yesterday. You had the SEC last week. Pac-12, which was hilarious in only one day. So we're going to jump into some of the non-conference games early on in the season that could tell you a whole lot about what these teams are going to be and who's going to make the playoffs, who has a chance to go forward. There's some great non-conference games kicking the season off, so we're going to jump all up in that in just 1 second.
Are those your favorite games of the year, or are those your favorite games because they're at the beginning? So, after them, you like the later games better?
Well, they're my favorite non-conference games of the entire year.
Well, that's fair enough.
And it's very early in the season, except for one. I do have 3 games. They all involve Notre Dame.
Oh, you love Jesus, John. I love it. That's what I like to hear.
I do.
Feeling the Holy Spirit.
I'm feeling it today.
I love Notre Dame football. Oh, brother.
People in Oxford are talking about how difficult their schedule is. Very, very difficult schedule for the Ole Miss Rebels.
As opposed to last year where they were gifted 8 wins.
That's it. I didn't say that. That was Jay, people.
I mean, no, Ole Miss is a fine team, but, truly, if you looked at the schedule last year,
it was weak sauce.
They were gifted 8 wins.
It was weak sauce. It was weak sauce. And they got an Auburn earlier. That was bad. It's wild, but man, we are going to talk. Oh, Ole Miss made the list of non-conference games who they're going to play. I'll tell you who that is in a minute. They're actually a very interesting game, very, very early in the season. In fact, it's on September 9th. Little hint there. But we're talking football today, college football, big time in the first hour. You know me and Jay are going to be gambling. By the way, can I just say, Jay, I will never call you an idiot again. Well,
I don't believe you, but thank you, John. Thank you.
Because, my man, you are hotter than Cooter Brown. And you know how hot Cooter Brown is.
Very much so.
Dude, you are in fuego.
But it's not like I'm just picking the right thing. If you're just listening in your car, you get in your car and you turn it on, you might hear a bet that might lose or might win. It's because we're playing we're spraying the board all over the place, and that's led us to be a little bit profitable over the last couple weeks. It's been pretty good.
It's been really, really good. Yesterday, if you listened to the show, you had a very good afternoon on the wagers. Plus, we also have to get into some major baseball. Like I said, that's going to be at 12 o'clock when we're breaking down baseball. Then we also talked to, during Hardwood, this is going to be interesting. Sad news, the James family, I think, is probably extremely concerned.
Can you imagine?
I'm a father. I could not imagine. I literally cannot imagine.
For you, it would be your daughter cheerleading. You just heard a cheerleading practice one morning.
She's at Ole Miss game. She's at an Ole Miss cheer practice, and by the way, they're all down there practicing right now. So whatever you do, make sure you're all right, sweetie.
Don't put this out in the knock on wood.
Just be very, very, very careful. But Bronny James suffered a cardiac arrest at USC's workout yesterday morning. The James family came out and, of course, was so grateful to the athletic trainers, the medical staff at USC, the ambulance, everybody. He is out of ICU. Bronny James is out of ICU, but having a cardiac arrest, serious stuff. And now we also have to talk about this, and I'm excited about this, Jay. Bro, did you know that there's a House Oversight Committee on UFOs tomorrow?
Now, what is the House of Representatives? Is the House Oversight Committee, I'm assuming?
It's a big deal, bro.
And it's a group of people from the House of Representatives make up a small committee?
Correct.
That's what I remember from watching, I'm just a bill. What's that Schoolhouse Rock?
Oh, my God, where they sing the little
I'm just a bill.
I'm just a bill.
And I'm sitting up on Capitol Hill.
I remember that. That's pretty good.
How
That's
about
funny.
That?
But this is some interesting stuff because they're going to have the Air Force. There's a branch of government that they're going to have that I never even heard of. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dude, where'd this branch of government come from? Like
what do you think?
AAO something?
What would you call it if it was a new branch of government that was fighting UFOs? I don't know. I'm putting you on the spot to come up with a punny, like a fun name, but I don't know if you had one already planned there.
No,
I'll think on it. I don't have one either, so I'll think of it. That'll be the project for today. 901-360-8255. What should the government organization on aliens and UFOs be called?
And the other thing is it is a House Oversight Committee, I believe, but also there's a congressional hearing Wednesday. So now I'm actually confused because I read this and it says Congress is having its hearing about the UFOs, and then it also says that the House Oversight Committee, blah, 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 is bringing in the Department of Defense, former intelligence official. They're also bringing in, like, again, have you ever heard of the AARO?
I haven't.
Armed Services Committee of Oversight, and all they do is study basically extraterrestrial activity. So they got a bunch of dudes like Congress and the House. They're all up in this. They're bringing in like the head of the Air Force, whatever the AA, what I just told you, the Armed Service, blah, blah, blah. But this thing, tomorrow we're going to find out if aliens are real.
I don't know anything about that, John.
Dude.
I could tell you a lot about the Cosby Show, though.
Oh my
that
gosh.
joke never lands well anymore because now everyone wants to it comes to mind like Bill Cosby's a predator, horrible person, all that kind of stuff. Theo, oh yeah, Theo. Rudy. Oh, Rudy's the famous one.
And what was Denise?
Yeah.
Denise,
but there was always more kids.
Spinoff.
There was always more kids, right? Like more kids spawned amidst almost from nowhere all the time. Like how many kids did the Cosbys have? 5, 6, 7?
I don't know.
4, 3?
What was his wife's name? Mrs. Huxtable?
Mrs. Huxtable.
It's the only thing I can think of, too.
Horrible, man.
Claudia? Nope. Claire Huxtable.
That's exactly right.
Dude, I don't know if you know this, but I'm pretty good at this game. But
That's exactly
don't be messing
right.
with me with
Claire,
the Cosby Show coming
spelled
back.
Clair, without an E, no E.
Awesome. So, yeah, we got UFOs that are real. Hit me up at 901-360-8255. Give me your feeling. By the way, one of the dudes that's going to be there, the Air Force dude, he's already come out and said, and this is what's messed up, he said the United States Armed Forces has recovered technology that did not originate on Earth. Basically, he's already telling me, hey, man, we got some UFOs up in this joint.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean...
Okay,
that doesn't mean aliens, though. You know what I mean?
US?
Because it's technically just an unidentified flying object. So, like, if you just can't identify it...
Well,
like, remember they shot down a
Earth,
UFO? Well, it could be, though.
Well, no, they're saying that the metamaterial is definitely not from... Like,
wow.
the material is not from...
So aliens are real.
Like, it doesn't come from Earth. I mean, I guess... I don't know. Anyway, that's tomorrow. So I'm going to tell you one thing. We're going to be eating up some UFO action tomorrow.
What's today?
Today, we got to talk about a little soccer, believe it or not.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about college football.
No, we're going to talk college football, like, right now in 2 seconds. But I also wanted to tell you, like, that Lionel Messi dude, you know who he is?
I sure do.
I mean, homie, didn't he just play, like, one soccer game?
Yeah.
He won it or something? He, like, did a good job?
He scored a goal in the 95th minute.
Yeah, he did a good job.
He won it or something. He did a good job.
Good job, little Messi man. But now he's coming out and saying he will not play on artificial turf. And a lot of MLS soccer has artificial turf. And he's getting paid bank, and he says he won't play in any of those games.
I think they're changing a lot of them to grass, though.
Well, they are now because of Messi. He's so damn messy that people are listening to this dude. He must be really good.
And that's supposed to be much better for you, too, so probably good.
Well, I mean, grass is much better than turf.
Always.
Turf hurts.
They've been changing off the turf. First they changed off the AstroTurf. Now they're changing off the dirt that has a little rubber thing sitting in the middle of it.
Oh, the little ones that bounce up in your eye sometimes?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That we sure do. Man, I don't like any of that.
By the way, and also Jaylen Brown got a bag.
Sure
and I ain't
did.
talking about a dime sack.
$304
I'm talking
million.
about $304 million Supermax 5-year deal. And Jay Morgan is also not just a gambling savant. He's like a beautiful mind when it comes to mathematics. Per minute, how much is Jaylen Brown going to make?
It's $921,212.12 per game. averaging about 66 games a year over a 5-year span, averaged about 32 and a half minutes a game. That would be $28,344.99.
Dude, all I need is 3 minutes of his money, and I'm good. That's a good year for me. Just 3 minutes.
Good deal.
Damn. Good deal. I guess it's a good deal. We'll find out. But it is time to talk a little bit of college football. But first, I need to tell you how you're going to start your day the right way at La Palapa. La Palapa. By the way, that means the little hut on the beach. They got the biggest, baddest breakfast burrito around. Chorizo, cheese, rice, beans, eggs, served with the freshest salsa. And it's served all day, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., just like their cold cervezas. La Palapa has daily lunch specials, all served with rice and beans from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Chimichangas, however you say it, tacos, enchiladas, fajitas, burritos, quesadillas, gorditas, try a torta, breaded chicken, steak, chorizo, or ham served with mayo, avocado, lettuce, tomato, and jalapenos, all in a hoagie, plus amazing soups and dinner entrees, all at La Palapa, 5255 Summer Avenue. La Palapa, the little hut with big taste. Now let's do a little bit of college football. So I was getting all excited, all right? So on August 31st, we're going to find out a little bit about the Gator Boys because Florida, one of the first big games of the year, August 31st, Florida at Utah. Cam Rising is back. That game was ridiculous last year, but what is Napier going to do? I will not spend much time on this until after that game, but I want to know if Utah and Kyle Whittingham go out at home, just beat the absolute brakes off the Gators, or is Billy Napier and the Gator Boys got something going in the right direction? That's August 31st. Now, on September 2nd, I call it like
the second day in September. That's what I call
second day in September is what you call it, yes, but I call this game like which quarterback can put his team on his back. You got North Carolina at South Carolina.
Prove it to me game.
The second best quarterback, I think, in college football is Drake May. I think he'll be the quarterback taken after Caleb Williams in the NFL draft. Caleb Williams is flat out nasty. Drake May is a bad man. I like him, but Spencer Rattler on the other side, not a bad quarterback. You saw when he's effective, he's effective. Shane Beamer and that team's on the rise. The problem is which one of these teams' defense is going to show up. North Carolina's defense was so bad.
The worst defense I think I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, it was embarrassingly
It was hilarious.
bad.
And Gene Chizik is the defensive coordinator, right?
Yes, it is.
That's great.
It's great stuff.
Oh, it's awesome. The guy that has more money than God from winning one national championship is the defensive coordinator for the worst defense in the history of college football.
You are right.
That's crazy.
Nailed it. And
relax, man.
Like, seriously, like, go retire. Yeah, football is just not in your blood anymore.
That has to be extremely stressful. You're awful, man. Go relax, please.
Dude, save some of that hair, man. Like, less stress, more hair.
Telling you.
But Drake May, Spencer Rattler, that's September 2nd. That's going to be an interesting one. A little ACC, a little SEC matchup. Very early in the season. Of course, I told you about Florida and Utah, a little Pac-12, and a really bad Gator team, I think, coming out of the East, which the East is always weaker outside of course, Georgia and Tennessee. So
GBO.
I'm looking forward to that because also, again, like I said, I mean, Drake May, he could score 50 points in a game and lose because that happened a couple times last year. Now,
once to Appalachian State, right? No, they barely won at the end of Appalachian State.
They barely beat them. And I think that both teams scored in the 50s.
That's right. That was a great game.
Now, September 3rd, LSU at Florida State. Jaden Daniels, Jordan Harris?
Is the quarterback for Florida State?
Yeah, I just went Jordan Travis. Man, my brain just wasn't working for a minute.
You know what, John? Thank God you found it because I couldn't help you whatsoever.
But he is a uber talented kid. Uber. And what is Mike Norvell going to be able to do with FSU this year? They had a good season last year. This is a tough game. I mean, LSU, they stole the running back kid from Notre Dame, who's such a stud, even though he was one from Louisiana. Brian Kelly did recruit him. Their backfield's going to be great. Jaden Daniels, Heisman hopeful. Great season last year. Expect some, him to even be better than he was last year. And LSU has their whole offensive line back. I mean, this is going to be a great test. Florida State secondary, are they going to be able to stop LSU than their wide receivers? September 3rd, LSU, Florida State, Mike Norvell, Brian Kelly, huge game. I think this one's going to be a whole lot of fun. I do still like, I'm leaning LSU, but sometimes that scares you. I mean, Mike Norvell, Florida State and LSU, no matter what, every single year, they're going to have dudes, like talented dudes, straight up all across that roster. Even in a down year, there are 5 stars. There is speed. This FSU-LSU game, I think, is going to be tight.
Measuring stick game in a lot of ways, right? Like
Pull
Florida
out that
State.
stick.
I mean, it probably doesn't mean as much to LSU, but Florida State can really measure how much they've gotten better over the course of the last few years of building that program. Coach Norvell can, I guess.
Coach Norvell. And then you know what happens on September 3rd?
What was that?
Man, that Texas-Bama game, dude.
The rematch.
The rematch. This time it's in Tuscaloosa,
That's
Alabama.
not good news for Texas, is it?
Well, last year, Quinn Ewers in Texas, they were moving the ball extremely well before Quinn Ewers got beat up and knocked out that game. Again, you've lost Will Anderson, one of the best defensive players in the country last year from Bama. Bama's also lost Bryce Young, the Mr. I Do Everything. They don't know who's going to play quarterback. Is it the Notre Dame transfer, Tyler Buckner? Is it going to be Ty Simpson, the more pocket passer? Or is it going to be the running quarterback, Jalen Milroe? Right now, nobody knows. They better figure it out fast, but I would like to remind you, UT? When Peyton Manning was there, and they were so good year after year, and they were wanting to get that national championship, and they just couldn't win a natty. The year Peyton Manning left, and this guy named T. Martin that nobody really knew jack about at that time did not know. They weren't picking Tennessee to win it all. Who went out there and beat Florida State in the championship game? That would be T. Martin and that UT crew. So don't sit there and just say, hey, Alabama, they lost the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Peyton Manning was the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Next year, they won it with T. Martin. Alabama, don't sleep on Alabama. This is one of those things where they've been recruiting like madmen year after year after year. They're going to have those dudes. They say that offensive line is going to be much better than last year's offensive line. So whatever quarterback's back there, it could be big. But also, is this not the year that Sark's got to get it done? He's a great offensive mind. He was working there under of Coach Saban. That's how he got his opportunity back after a little bit of some drinking issues.
Second year, right?
Huh?
Second year for Sarkisian?
I think this is third.
Third year for Sarkisian.
Yeah, third. But Sark, Quinn Ewers, you got the quarterback. They say they got the dudes. I know you lost Bijan Robinson, but Bama, Texas, September 9th, that right there is one hell of a measuring stick game because I want to see, is Texas for real? Is Alabama for real? Or both of them for real? And is this going to be one of those epic games?
Yeah, you're right. Alabama was struggling last year before old boy got hurt, but that's a whole different atmosphere playing at Texas versus playing in Tuscaloosa.
Dude, it was hot in Texas that day, too.
It sure was.
Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy. Ooh, boy.
But to the same point, Alabama didn't have Bryce Young because Bryce Young, in a lot of ways, won them that football game, didn't he?
Yes, and he by the way, Bryce Young covered up a lot of mistakes last year. Remember,
ton.
I want you to think about this. They won at Texas with 17 penalties in that game. Do you know how hard it is to win when you have 17 damn penalties in a football game? I'm telling you right now, Quinn Ewers doesn't get banged up and Bryce Young doesn't go miracle, things could have gone south pretty quickly. Even though last year, Nick Saban lost for the first time he's been at Alabama to Tennessee. And then, of course, we know how Jaden Daniels went in the corner of the end zone in LSU and Brian Kelly beat him in his first year. Those were the 2 losses. But this Texas-Bama game, I think, is going to be, we're going to know after that one, September 9th. Also on September 9th, you're going to like this one because Texas A&M plays Miami in Miami at the U.
Rematch again. But
is Bobby Petrino and Jimbo going to be able to work?
Isn't that crazy that game was competitive last year?
Yes, it was. And Miami
and then Miami just fell off.
Yes, they did.
But that game was competitive.
They were 5-7 in the first year under Mario Cristobal.
I guess that game wasn't really competitive. I mean, the score was close, but the game itself wasn't very competitive. Wasn't it that Texas A&M's defense just beat up Miami?
Because that offense was atrocious.
Right. Their offense couldn't score, but
could not score.
But Miami's offense didn't do anything.
TVD looked terrible.
Poor guy.
Now, but that Miami A&M
new staff
game,
Miami has though.
Look, Mario Cristobal has a lot to prove this year.
Sure does.
5-7 last year's horrible. Plus, did you know they were picked 5th in the ACC? They have the 5th best odds to win to be in the championship game. That's not very good.
That's yikes.
Texas A&M in that horrible just crazy West where you got KJ Jefferson at Arkansas, plethora of deadgum quarterbacks at Ole Miss, Quinshot Judkins, whose 1,500-yard freshman season was awesome, Alabama, LSU. I mean, damn, dude, the West is tough. Is Bobby and Jimbo going to be able to bounce back this year? Measuring stick game right there at the U in Miami. Now, September 9th, I mentioned Quinshot Judkins. Ole Miss at Tulane. People forget how great Tulane was last year. They beat USC in the best bowl game of the season. Did you see that crazy ending?
Better than the Liberty Bowl?
That was
the Liberty Bowl was
good.
great. I was on TV the other day. I watched it. That's why it's fresh in my mind.
I guess because I had Tulane and I didn't feel like, late in the fourth quarter, I didn't feel like I was going to be able to win that game. And
that
those
was
2 touchdowns to come back and win that game was just out of control.
I watched it up here.
That was nuts.
Like Brett Norsworthy always says, you know where I was when that game was going on, John? Right here.
Right here, man. Chilling right here. But I can't wait to see that one. Ole Miss at Tulane. Which quarterback's going to be going? Is Spencer Sanders going to have packages? Is it going to be my man Jackson Dart? We don't know yet. But Tulane and Ole Miss, man. September 9th. September 9th's got some good games. And there's another one you're going to be surprised I'm interested to see on September 9th, and that's Oregon at Texas Tech.
Guns up. I think Texas Tech can win the Big 12, and I think you get pretty good odds to take that bet right now.
I'm shocked. I was been reading the little Lindy's and the Phil Still. They got a little belief in this A&M team this year.
The Tech team.
Did I say A&M? Sorry, I've been talking to Tech team. Your Red Raiders.
We're not the fighting Texas Aggies.
Pat Mahomes had his jersey, his number retired last year.
How about that?
That was pretty awesome.
Joey McGuire, he's got him going, man.
Yeah, he does. But Oregon, Texas Tech. You got A&M and Miami, Ole Miss at Tulane, Texas at Bama. September 9th is going to be awesome. Now, looking down, I talked about Notre Dame. My God. Marcus Freeman. I mean, they brought in Sam Hartman.
I sure do.
I think Sam Hartman is one of those dudes. It's going to be interesting to see him in the different offense because he won't be out there running the claw fence. We're going to see what he's doing with Marcus Freeman. I think he'll be under center a little bit more this year, but he should be a heck of an upgrade. I like Notre Dame, but damn, their schedule. September 23rd, Ohio State's coming to touchdown Jesus. In Ohio State, you sit there and say to yourself, but C.J. Stroud drafted number 2 in the NFL draft. Who the hell is going to be their quarterback? Well, before that, they had, let's just remember, go back all the way. I mean, you had Terrell Pryor. Then you got my man Dwayne Haskins. I mean, every single year Ohio State does what? Put another big quarterback in the National Football League. J.T. Barrett. I mean, it's crazy.
No kidding.
None
of them succeed, but they all go.
They all go, and they're all damn good in college.
That's true. That's a good point.
They're all damn good in college. 40 touchdowns is like a regular from an Ohio State quarterback. So we're going to find out what's going to be with Ohio State. We're going to find out a lot about Notre Dame September 23rd. Then on October 14th, USC and Caleb Williams are coming to town. Notre Dame's got a schedule, don't they? Then think about this. They got to go to Clemson on November 4th. Man, I'm telling you, Notre Dame, they got some really interesting games. Sam Hartman's going to have every opportunity to say, hey, no, man, I'm the second best quarterback. It's not Drake May, it's me. We'll find out.
Was that team only a quarterback away last year? I don't know, man.
I don't think
they were
so.
Tough. That defense wasn't very good either.
But I think Marcus Freeman, if you look at what he's been doing, he's the kind of guy. He's brought in some dudes,
So you're optimistic.
I think they win 1 out of these 3 games. I don't think they win 2 out of them.
Right.
I don't think they beat USC.
Those are tough games.
Those are tough. You know what? The home games are probably going to lose both of them to Ohio State and USC, and their best opportunity to win will probably be on the road in Clemson at Death Valley. But we just talked a little bit of college football, and we're going to continue the college football talk on the other side. We have David Cobb from CBSSports.com, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hey, sports fans, you already know about the great steaks at the Butcher Shop Steakhouse. a Memphis tradition since 1981. But don't forget the Fresh Burger Fridays. If you need a great private party, the Butcher Shop is your place. 6 different private rooms, rehearsals, business dinners, luncheon, weddings. You call the Butcher Shop at 901-757-4244, 107 South Germantown Parkway.
Or visit the website at thebutchershop.com.
Hey Mid-South, the Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event has never been hotter than right now at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander? 7 seats, 27 mpg combined. We Gossett at $449 a month. Or get ready to take your pick from 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander or 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range, 64 combined mpge. Get ready to ride for just $499 a month at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Waste and excess mileage. Outlander PZ012158, MSRP 34555. Outlander SE PZ041164, MSRP 35585. PHEV PZ040302, 24-month, 12,000 miles per year. MSRP 48230. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax island license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
First National Bank and Trust, with its roots in Eastern Arkansas as a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now firmly in West Tennessee. Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank now in West Tennessee. First National Bank and Trust, with offices at 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, 901-498-5763, and in Collierville. First National Bank and Trust focuses on their clients in the Mid-South with all their banking needs. Personal banking, business banking, and online banking, and the mobile app. Courage and confidence has been displayed by First National Bank and Trust officers throughout its history. In good times and in challenging times, First National Bank and Trust has been recognized as one of the most progressive banking institutions in the country. Commercial, residential, recreational, customers depend on First National Bank and Trust because they know real estate. 901-498-5763. And contact Brooks Winchester or any member of the First National Bank and Trust team.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Got Jay Morgan with me. And I love Little Tuesday because I got D. Cobb up in the hizzy, man. David Cobb, CBSSports.com, college football, college basketball. A man who also loves golf, used to be a Vol. He talks it all, and he joins me now. What's up, DC? How's life?
Life is good, man. You mentioned golf. I'm feeling inspired. Seeing 5'7" Brian Harmon win the British Open, that's got me feeling like there's nothing I can't accomplish out there because, my guy doesn't hit it very long, but he hits it straight. And
he can putt.
He can putt, which I can't do, actually. So, anyway, maybe I'm not going to be the next Brian Harmon, but it's nice to see the little guy doing something pretty special,
Yeah, that was really special. And one thing, though, I do have to say, Brian, if you're listening, Mr. Brian Harmon, do not take your hat off. Because did he look 25 years? Because he looked like a young kid to me, and then he took his hat off, and I was like, oh, man, he looks like a 55-year-old dude.
Hey, look now, the male pattern balding, it comes for everybody. You're hanging in there pretty well, John, considering that, you're a grandpa and all that, and, you're still rocking the long locks, I don't know what sort of treatment or medicine you use, but pass some of that over here.
Man, I had to say, I think it's just straight up them lucky things called genes, man. Now, I'm not the brightest guy in the world. I don't think I can fix that one, but hey, at least I got long hair still. David, how's California?
It's nice. It's nice. The biggest story in college basketball just happened right down the street.
That's where I was going.
24 hours. Yeah, Bronny James obviously collapsing during a workout at USC. Second year in a row, they've had a 5-star prospect freshman have an issue like this during a preseason workout. So obviously, it's a busy morning in college sports because you got Bronny, and obviously a scary situation there, and then in the last 10, 15 minutes, it's been widely reported that Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh on the football side will be suspended for 4 games to begin this season. So plenty going on in the college sports realm at the moment.
Now, before I get over to college football and to kind of stick with Bronny, I'm just completely confused, and like for USC to have this happen 2 years in a row, great job by their medical staff and everything, making sure that the young man's survived. Bronny's out of ICU, but have you ever seen anything like this? You've been covering college sports forever, and especially college basketball. You're out there on the left coast. What are people saying about USC's program right now? And not in a bad way. I'm just saying, there's got to be questions about how does this happen 2 years in a row?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the logical next step. If you think about it from a reporter's standpoint, I'm not going to be the point person on this story for CBS Sports, but I'd imagine that Matt Norlander and others who are closer to that program the first question they'll ask is, what's going on in that strength and conditioning program? Not necessarily, hey, there's definite malice or intent or whatever, taking things too far by any means, but you got to look into
trying to figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on here with the strength and conditioning staff to where this is now 2 years in a row? This isn't football where you got 120 people out there, including your walk-ons, running gassers, right? And an offensive lineman's going to puke. Obviously that's going to happen, right? But like college basketball, you got, including walk-ons, maybe 15 people on the court. And so for this to happen inside in an air-conditioned environment 2 years in a row, it could be a coincidence, or it could be the result of something they're not doing right in that program. And I think the logical next step here is to seek answers.
Oh, it's going to be we'll be paying attention to CBSSports.com and all the news that comes out. But again, good news, Bronny James is out of ICU. And again, the James family was very grateful to the medical staff and everything to make sure, that he got all the treatment and the attention that he needed. He was unconscious when he left. So just a very, very scary situation out there in Southern California. Now, pivoting over here to college football, a lot of people believe this Michigan team, this is their year. This is the year that maybe Jim Harbaugh can get over the hump. And then all of a sudden, here it comes. NCAA is working towards a 4-game suspension over recruiting. Am I correct on this?
Yeah, it's a Bruce Pearl situation in that it's not so much the violation itself, but the fact that they believe Jim Harbaugh lied to them during the investigation. So we're talking about level 2 violations here. on the heels of Jeremy Pruitt committing dozens of level 1 violations.
18 level 1 and over 200 different violations.
Right. So to put it into perspective, we're talking about stuff with Jim Harbaugh that's level 2, like impermissible texting, impermissible contact with prospects, the stuff that goes on, frankly, at every program that sometimes gets reported and sometimes doesn't. But the fact that the NCAA believes Jim Harbaugh lied to them, I mean, there is no crime worse in the eyes of the NCAA than lying. I mean, you could, we see it all the time, right? Like athletic departments and, they
let's be real. Rick Pitino is actually back in a big job after, he had hookers working for Louisville.
Yeah. But he didn't lie about it, so it's all good, right?
He was like, y'all want her number?
Right. He's very truthful about it. Now he's back in the game. No, it's crazy, right? That lying to the NCAA seems to be the one thing that will actually get them to show their teeth. Because Jim Harbaugh is a huge name in the sport. Like you mentioned, Michigan, this is supposed to be their year. Now, I will say these 4 games that he's going
That's where he's lucky, by the way, because I was before you came on, I was talking about some of the best matchups early in the season. I mean, we're talking about LSU, FSU, Texas, and Bama. There's a bunch of great games early in the season. How lucky, though, is Jim in Michigan that they got East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green, and Rutgers?
I mean, what a joke of a non-conference schedule. And this,
pitiful.
Another year of Michigan doing this because they played a joke of a non-conference schedule last year as well. It didn't end up hurting them, obviously, because they went undefeated. But, yeah, I mean, look, East Carolina, if Michigan only brings its C game without Harbaugh and ECU plays its A game, we get, that one could get interesting. But UNLV, Bowling Green, Rutgers, I'm sorry, all those games being at home, there's no chance Michigan loses one of them. That ECU game, with that being the opener, is the only one that you're remotely concerned about. But the thing is, it's going to be a distraction. It's going to be one of those things that hovers over Michigan now. It's going to be one of the biggest stories at Big Ten Media Days tomorrow. I'm sure Northwestern's like, oh, thank goodness, somebody else did something stupid, so we're not the ones that are going to be solely in the spotlight here for negative reasons at Big Ten Media Days. But anyway, that's the issue. It's going to be a distraction. It's going to be a story. It's going to detract from them trying to get the best season in the last 20 years off on the right foot. Am I overly concerned about them actually losing a game without Harbaugh? Not really, but I do think it's an issue for the program.
And I would say also, like you said, it's been an issue. Again, East Carolina, UNLV, Bowling Green this year, non-conference. Last year it was Colorado State, UNLV, and Hawaii. No. Bowling Green, UNLV, and Colorado State this year. Anyway, they're all just bad. I think Hawaii was in there. I can't remember. But dadgummit, they don't play anybody out of conference. That's tough. But they do play Ohio State at the very end of the year. Ohio State's got some question marks at quarterback. Nobody knows who's going to play. But every single year, does Ohio State not just come out there and whoever leaves? I know C.J. Stroud just left, number 2 pick. Really, really damn good. But every year in and year out, Ohio State brings in a dude who's going to throw 40 touchdown passes.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that's the big story in the Big Ten on the field. Well, one of them. I mean, I think the Big Ten West is interesting too. But yeah, you replace a generational quarterback like C.J. Stroud when you're kind of coming off of a disappointing couple of years by Ohio State standards. That there's a reason why Michigan was widely projected to win the Big Ten East in that media poll released this morning. And I would be interested to see how voters might change their minds in light of this Harbaugh news. But I think by and large, they got it right. Michigan deserves to be favored. They've got a lot of certainty really at almost every position. Ohio State has some questions to answer. Yeah, they've got a lot of skilled talent, but they don't have a clear-cut answer at quarterback. I mean, they got a couple of really good options there, of course, with Kyle McCord and Devin Brown. But does the defense take another step forward, too? I mean, they made strides last season, but I don't know, there's questions with Ohio State right now. Going to be a great team. Again, I think they could sleepwalk to 10 wins, but can they get over that hump? Because if they can't, and Michigan wins the Big Ten for a third straight season, the pressure starts to really, really ratchet up on Ryan Day.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man. And by the way, the C.J. Stroud who went number 2, he never did beat Michigan when he was under center. So, yeah, Ryan Day's got some work to do. Now, you already mentioned Big Ten Media Days getting ready to start up tomorrow. Tomorrow. Northwestern, you kind of mentioned them. This thing it feels like every day something even worse comes out. You got the 4 players who did the lawsuit. You had the gentleman who got up on and basically did a great job explaining the culture. Talked about he doesn't blame any players. He didn't put any players because he says that's how they were brought up. It happened to them when they were freshmen, so they continued to do it. You have also the volleyball. You had their baseball coach, the volleyball situation with hazing. Now a young lady suing. You got the baseball coach who was fired after 1 year. Have you ever seen, when you thought of Northwestern, you think of academics, you think of hard work, you still think of Pat Fitzgerald. Did you ever expect anything like this?
No, this is kind of one of those schools that you would never expect it from. In fact, they were a model of stability with Pat Fitzgerald being one of the longest tenured head coaches in the Power Five, with for so long Jim Phillips as the athletic director there, who's now the commissioner of the ACC and having to answer some tough questions about what was going on at Northwestern under his direction. Basketball coach Chris Collins been there for quite a while now. I mean, you go down the list. With such the high academic standards and that culture there, yeah, you really wouldn't expect something like this to go on at Northwestern. So I think at the end of the day, we're seeing this initial storm of the lawsuits. I think in 2 weeks, this is something that everyone's forgotten about and that we never talk about again, because these are not criminal charges that we're talking about. We're going to be limited in the amount of documents that come out because Northwestern's a private institution, and because these aren't criminal cases, I don't think the attorneys are going to have subpoena power here. So I don't think they're going to be able to go in and get the emails of Jim Phillips and Pat Fitzgerald and the other athletic administrators. I think it's a lot of it's going to be he said, she said, and they're going to push for a settlement to get these former athletes who are suing a payout because of what they experienced. And I think Northwestern will end up settling these lawsuits pretty quickly because their president does not have the leadership capacity to fight back on this. I don't think he wants to. I don't think that's in the best interest of Northwestern. So really at the end of the day, my takeaway from the Northwestern situation is that all this does is further handicap their football program at a time when they were already struggling. I mean, I really think we could see, I don't want to say the end of Northwestern football, but the end of competitive Northwestern football. I think we could be looking at 5, 6, 7 years of them winning 1, 2, 3 at the most games every season in this era of college football.
Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, Pac-12, ouch, man. Last Friday, they had their Pac-12 media days. You're out there on the left coast right now. Did you learn anything from George Kliavkoff, who basically did a lot of talking but didn't really answer any questions? Right now, what's the future in the state of the Pac-12?
Yeah, I was surprised at how confident he still seems to be about their media rights negotiations, because that's the final domino yet to fall in this conference realignment era. Is, hey, what's going to happen with the Pac-12? And the answer to that will come once they announce that media rights deal. He still seems to think that they're going to get a big-time deal done that's going to be comparable with what the Big 12 and the ACC are making financially. And if he can, I think he keeps that league together, and I don't think we see a ton more realignment. But if the Pac-12 ends up with that number that's subpar relative to the Big 12, I think the Big 12 is going to be aggressive about trying to get some of those Pac-12 schools to switch over. And but hey, Kliavkoff, to his credit, man, he is saying, hey, the media landscape is better now than it was a year ago, and we've got better options now than we did this time last year, which is kind of wild. I'm not sure I totally believe him, but he tried to really downplay that situation and really look ahead to some other stuff in college sports. So I think it's fascinating that he doesn't seem to be worried at all about their media rights situation, because, that's still the last big domino that we're waiting on here in college sports.
You know, Jay Morgan loves, for some reason, the Miami Hurricanes. Mario Cristobal, 5-7, the very first season. They're picked right now, I believe, the 5th best odds to win the ACC. I almost said AAC. The ACC. They got a big game September 9th against Texas A&M, who also has Bobby Petrino and Jimbo Fisher, who better figure some things out. Which program has a better bounce back year, or at least an opportunity? Is it the Canes, or is it going to be the Aggies?
Yeah, I think I actually like Texas A&M. Sorry, Jay, but I'm at least mildly intrigued by the possibility that Jimbo Fisher will allow Bobby Petrino to unlock some new things in that Texas A&M offense. I just think Mario Cristobal is a bad offensive coach. Maybe Shannon Dawson gets the similar freedom there to open things up in Miami. But, boy, you're talking about two stubborn coaches, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, they are like this is the battle of the strong-willed and unwilling to adapt between Texas A&M and Miami, and that was perfectly evidenced by the ugly clunker they played last season. What was it, like 17-9? So I think this year's game, hopefully it'll be a sign of how they've both evolved offensively, and their teams are better offensively. I think I like Texas A&M though in that spot. They're just so talented. Eventually, it's got to click, right? Like I keep telling myself that, and I don't know. I think the Aggies are at least going to make some strides this year relative to how poor they were a year ago.
All right. Now, I know you're extremely busy, and again, Big Ten Media Days is happening tomorrow. But what's a bigger story to me is, I don't know if you've heard about this, but there's going to be congressional hearings about UFOs tomorrow. Have you heard about this at all?
So Congress is addressing the big stuff like name, image, and likeness and UFOs. Yeah, I'm glad.
Dude, they're putting in that work out there in Washington, aren't they?
Yeah.
Oh, David, do me the best favor, man. Have fun out there on the left coast. Follow David at David W. Cobb at CBSSports.com. Listen to him every single Tuesday right here at 11:30 and read all his work at CBSSports.com. What you got coming down the pipe, my man?
Yeah, college basketball roster previews, in addition to a lot of media days coverage. It's like this is a busy week, man. With all these media days going on, we got a lot of content with that stuff that I'm helping out with, and then got some college basketball roster stuff coming out too. So, man, it feels like we're ramping back up. Like the off season's kind of starting to fade.
Yeah, next week, the Tigers will be in the DR doing their business. What do you think about Javon Quinterly coming to Memphis?
Big time. I mean, I don't know that he's the same player he was before he blew out his knee or his Achilles. I think it was his knee his first season at Alabama. But like the guy is a veteran, proven point guard who can facilitate and run an offense, and I think he can set up people like Jordan Brown and DeAndre Williams and
Caleb Mills.
Yeah, Caleb Mills and David Jones. Right, like he can set the table for those guys. Don't expect JQ to go out there and score 18 a game. But I think he can help unlock the best in some of those other players as a veteran point guard. So he may not have that burst, that explosivity he had before his injury, but he's still a really high-quality college point guard.
David covers college sports, and it's football, it's basketball. He does it all. Make sure you read his work at CBSSports.com. David, be blessed. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, my friend.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
That is David Cobb. Now, we got to take a quick time out. We're going to be back in 2 shakes. Don't you dare touch the dial. We got Hardwood because it feels so good. We got Jay Morgan and John Harton's bets, baby. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Did you know a percentage of accidents are because people are texting and driving at the same time? If you've been hit by a driver texting and not paying attention to the road, call the law offices of Arthur Horn III. You probably know them for their big cases, but they know your case is big too. Let them represent you. Join the winning team at the law offices of Arthur Horn III. Call today, Arthur Horn III, 901-331-1816. That's 901-331-1816. And please, don't text and drive.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, I want to talk about our seasoning and sauce today. Our sauce is a great blend of sweet, mustard, and vinegar. It's good on so many items other than barbecue. It's good on pizza. People use it in lieu of ketchup. But our seasoning is the original dry rub, created by my father using a mixture of Greek and Cajun spices. People think our sauce and seasoning are good just during the grilling season. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's good year-round. Our seasoning is good on fish, chicken, deviled eggs, corn on the cob, French fries. People even put a dash in a Bloody Mary. To get a complete list of all of our recipes using our products, go to hogsfly.com. Click recipes and you'll see 50 wonderful items and dishes. And Brett, our sauce and seasoning is available at most grocery stores, and if they don't have it, please remind your grocer to stock it. And our slaw is also available at most Kroger stores.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Virgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
"Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis."
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Sportage P718, 2870, MSRP 28185. Seltos R752, 4361, MSRP 26015. Forte PG 211771, MSRP 21910. Includes all rebates and incentives plus finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties are limited. Powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear things are heating up over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
It's the hottest pricing we've ever had, Randy. 2023 Kia Forte gets 41 MPG highway at only $259 a month. $27.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Sportage Vacation Ready at $308 a month. $34.99 due at signing. Both 36-month lease.
And how about the new 2024 Seltos LX?
$295 a month with $29.99 due at signing and 24-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty to boot.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
The Angie's List you know and trust is now Angie, and we're so much more than just a list. We still connect you with top local pros and show you ratings and reviews, but now we also let you compare upfront prices on hundreds of projects and book a service instantly. We can even handle the rest of your project from start to finish. So remember, Angie's List is now Angie, and we're here to get your job done right. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
The only power source capable of generating 1.21 gigawatts of electricity is a bolt of lightning.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morganhart is in the house. Big thanks to DC David Cobb on the other side. We talked college football out the Frizz-Aim, a little bit of college basketball. Had a whole lot of fun. And me and Jay Morgan broke down, I think, some of the best early season matchups. Non-conference, of course. We talked about LSU in Florida and Texas and Bama.
Well, I have
Ole
to give
Miss
you
at
credit.
Tulane.
I have to give you credit, John. You broke them down. I listened and learned from your informative first segment.
Thank you so much.
And your and David's talk in addition to that. Like, both of you guys are great at what you do in that regard. I learned a lot about college football from you guys. In fact, you guys inform a lot of my wagering come college football season because I don't know much of nothing about nothing when it comes to that.
Well, when it comes to baseball, I listen to Jay Morgan. Yesterday was a fabulous day. Baltimore pulling that Jun off yesterday had me freaking out. And the young man who came in there and played center field, threw the guy out at home. Then he was batting 126 and got the game-winning RBI. Like, the Orioles can do nothing wrong right now. This is a magical season for this O's team. It is shaping up to be out of control. And again, if you haven't paid attention to the AL East, the team that's in last place would be, yes, the New York Yankees. They are 6 games under 500. You have the O's in first place now, 2.5 games up on the Rays. 62-38 this O's team is. Won 3 straight, 7-3 in their last 10. And they're beating good teams. They just took care of the Rays down in Tampa. Just wild stuff going on for Baltimore. But yesterday, how did our bets do?
Oh, we had a good day yesterday, John. But I also wanted to talk about that Mariners and Twins game yesterday. Kenta Maeda and Luis Castillo. Maeda had 8 strikeouts. Castillo had 9 strikeouts. Those guys were going after it. Lots of ninth-inning runs sent that game into extras. Oh, yeah, both plus money.
Both plus money.
Well, we took
plus 120 a penny.
Yeah, we took 1 extra strikeout there. One was plus 180. One was plus
120.
120.
One was plus 120, yeah.
Okay, there you go, yeah. So
both plus money. Couldn't lose. They both got there, and it was an extra special day. By the way, Carlos Correa hit the game winner.
Yeah, that was something else. He said his swing felt too loose, and he tightened it up now, and now he's hitting better.
Dude, so tighten that junk up, man.
God bless him for that. Also, the Pirates, the worst OPS and average in July. They erupted on Yu Darvish yesterday for 8 runs, 7 credited to him. But that Padres' tough loss.
Can I just tell you something? The Padres need to go ahead and realistically go ahead and get rid of Josh Hader. You're not going to be able to re-sign him. Go ahead and get Juan Soto and replenish it, because for some reason, all I hear about coming out of San Diego is that locker room. You have a bunch of malcontents, a bunch of studs who don't really want to play for each other. You got Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis, Juan Soto. They ain't doing jack. This is embarrassing for San Diego. I'm telling you right now, I am a seller. We are a week away from the trade deadline. If I'm their GM, I'm breaking this up. Are you going to give Juan Soto $500 million? He turned down $350 million from the Padres and said, no, I'm going to wait till free agency. I want $500. No, man, that's Shohei Ohtani numbers. And I don't know what it is. Ever since you left Washington, you ain't been the same. This is crazy, man. We got a trade deadline talk, but more importantly, on the other side, we are breaking down all the games that we're going to play today, because we have a full slate of action in Major League Baseball. We also got Hardwood because it feels so good. Crazy stuff from UFOs. Jaylen Brown getting $304 million. Bronny suffering a cardiac arrest. Hardwood going to be a little bit wild today, so don't you dare touch the dial. But if you do have to leave for a second, if you're walking in the Frontier Western store, I'm cool with that. Go on in there and get you a little something from the ladies' boutique for your girl. Check out the men's department. They got the Wranglers, the Carhartts, the Ariat. What about the kids section? Oh, they got the kids covered from head to toe. And don't forget the largest boot showroom on planet Earth. Western boots, work boots, dress boots, any type of boot. You can get it at Frontier Western Store. And if you can't make it down to Olive Branch, go to frontierwesternstore.com. It's easy to navigate. You can shop by sale items. And plus, when you order something, they get their order to you within 24 hours, and they ship it out anytime over $75, absolutely free. Frontier Western Store and frontierwesternstore.com. Bets on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Great news from Memphis. Now we don't have to travel to Nashville or New York to get a quality diamond, engagement ring, or designer jewelry. Tennessee's best jeweler is now here. Open in Poplar Commons. It's Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds is a game changer. Owned by former diamond wholesalers. They take buying jewelry to a whole new level with direct importer prices, a selection that's up to 30 times ordinary stores, no commission salespeople, and the best warranties and guarantees in the industry. And at Genesis, they'll teach you the inside secrets of the diamond industry, things other stores don't want you to know. Genesis Diamonds has been serving Tennessee shoppers for nearly 2 decades, and now they're here with a stunning showroom in Poplar Commons. Genesis has all the big name designers like Tucori and Viraggio. They have a vault full of precious GIA certified diamonds, plus case after case of exquisite earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, and an amazing selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes. We've needed a jeweler like this for years. Now they're here. Genesis Diamonds, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans, now open in Poplar Commons.
Attention, everyone. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory. Let me say that again. Family Leisure is needing your help to clear out their inventory. And to do so, there are tons of great deals throughout the store. For example, all do-it-yourself pools are $1,000 off. Special 24-foot round pools for less than $2,000. Select play gyms, only $18.99. Hey, if you need patio furniture, they have patio furniture that's now up to 30% off. Spas are in stock. They're up to $1,200 off. Now listen up, because I'm only going to say this once. 24 months, same as cash financing, is now available through this sale. Family Leisure needs your help clearing out their inventory, so come and do your part at Family Leisure. Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
First National Bank and Trust, with its roots in Eastern Arkansas as a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now firmly in West Tennessee. Eastern Arkansas's largest independently owned bank now in West Tennessee. First National Bank and Trust, with offices at 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, 901-498-5763, and in Collierville. First National Bank and Trust focuses on their clients in the Mid-South with all their banking needs: personal banking, business banking, and online banking, and the mobile app. Courage and confidence has been displayed by First National Bank and Trust officers throughout its history. In good times and in challenging times, First National Bank and Trust has been recognized as one of the most progressive banking institutions in the country. Commercial, residential, recreational, customers depend on First National Bank and Trust because they know real estate. 901-498-5763, and contact Brooks Winchester or any member of the First National Bank and Trust team.
Summer's here, and Gossett Kia on the Pike has the hottest deals you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Hit the highway with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $259 a month, $27.99 due at signing. 2023 Sportage LX 308 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month leases plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte PE 641,916, MSRP 21,910. Sportage P718 2870, MSRP 28,185. EV6 P510 5073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
but you got to be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan's hanging out with me. It is that time of the day where we get to our bets. And, man, we got a lot of bets in baseball to take care of. But I first have to announce a little something I just found out during the break, Jay. I'm very, very excited. Today we were talking about the early games in college football that I'm very fired up for. You know, when I was talking about September 2nd, North Carolina and South Carolina, you know who's going to be there, don't you?
Game day.
Game day is going to be there, and guess who's coming back this year for game day? I was thinking that last year might have been his last year. ESPN announced about 24 hours ago that Lee Corso's coming back, baby.
Oh, good for him, coach. The
87 years old. I really thought last year was going to be it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Kind of struggled a little bit.
But be careful saying that, John, because it kind of sounds like you're killing him.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they're bringing in the McAfee, man. Pat's going to be there. He's got a big money. ESPN's been trimming fat. Trimming also. Ashley Brewer, still upset about that. But I thought Corso might be out. But no, he's coming back this year, and they're going to do the headgear picks as they always do. Now, we got to get into a little bit of baseball. But how do we get to where we're at in hour two? It's always with Tito's. Tito's handmade vodka. It's simple, smooth, and it's also naturally gluten-free. Go to Tito'sVodka.com for recipes to shop some Tito's brands. Check out everything they're doing, how to craft some cocktails. But I'm going to tell you right now, the best spirit out there, it is Tito's. It is crafted and distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It ain't French vodka, ain't Russian vodka. It's good old American vodka, 6 times distilled, then stilled in classic copper pots, which gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet, with that black pepper note balancing everything out. Doesn't matter if you're crafting a cocktail, you're drinking it neat. Get your Tito's on today. Jay Morgan, you got baseball bet music?
I do. How did you know that?
Because I saw the twinkle in your eye.
You saw me dancing over here?
I saw you over there with a smile on your face, and I know that usually means music. Now, this sounds like something that I can see you and Dacus in the afternoon dancing to. A little Night at the Roxbury's-esque. What is this?
It sounds like music you hear in, like, the gym locker room.
It does.
It's called happy music, good vibes only. Upbeat music, beats to relax, work, and study.
Well, man, we're giving it to the people. We've been giving them money. Now we're giving them relaxing vibes, and we are
good
talking
vibes.
Baseball today.
You need good vibes while you're betting.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
John, you want to just start at the beginning of the day?
You know what? I think it's always best to start at the beginning.
You got to start at the beginning. Well, this first one today, let me turn that down a little bit. First one today, John, is Angels at the Tigers. The Tigers played a random one-off game yesterday against the Giants and won that game. The Angels come to town tonight. Griffin Canning goes up against Ed Rodriguez. How about this? Angels have the 9th best average and the 4th best OPS in Major League Baseball against left-handed pitchers. Ed Rodriguez happens to be left-handed. Griffin Canning has a 6.48 ERA in July, John. He had a 3.41 ERA in June. That 6.48 ERA in July is skewed because he had one really bad outing against the Dodgers. The Dodgers will beat up everybody, though. The Dodgers have, I think, the second best or, best OPS in the month. So that'll happen to you. One bad outing kind of skews that higher. Ed Rodriguez will strike you out, but he'll give up runs, too. A 5.06 ERA in July. A 2.03 in June is really good, but that just shows he's up and down, and it's really hard to tell what he's going to do. All I did today was because it was plus money, I'm taking the value. Angels first 5 on the money line. Some other ones I wrote. Some other ones I wrote down that I didn't take.
It's scary, though, when you see Detroit actually favored because that is almost a rarity.
But they're so up and down. Like, their hitters are up and down. I just said Ed Rodriguez is up and down. It's crazy. It's hard to bet on the Tigers.
They had that weird game yesterday against the Giants in the middle of the afternoon. Just kind of snuck in. By the way, Skubal was nasty.
Skubal was great yesterday. They're really setting him up to succeed. I think they might want to trade him. They might be doing the same thing with Ed Rodriguez, but this is a tough test today. I wrote down 2-3 question mark plays. John, you might not like them. Pick it, take them or leave them. I left them. First 5 over 4 or 4.5 runs is about even money or plus 105. Or maybe like the under 8, over 8. I don't know. Do you like an over and under on this, John? I don't like either of them.
If I'm going to touch this one, to be honest with you, 2 very light-hitting teams. I know I said that yesterday, and my man Riley went out there and was 3 for 3, I believe, Riley Green. The Tigers scoring 5 runs is a rarity. The Angels, I mean, no Mike Trout. I know they have Shohei, but nobody else can hit on that damn team. If I'm going to touch the total, I think I kind of lean under the 8.5.
That's what I was looking at earlier, would be the under 8 for the game.
In fact, holy cow, I just found a little something that popped up as I Googled this little junt right here. Guess who has one of the worst swing? I mean, like, Canning does not have people swing and miss his balls.
Really?
Yeah. You know, like, if you're a dude, you don't want other dudes hitting your balls.
Contact. No, I understand.
He's giving up a whole lot of contact with his balls. So I'm going under, even though he gives up contact.
Minus 13% home run percentage today. Wind blowing in, so that kind of favors that.
I like that. I like that. Comerica Park, wind blowing in, not easy to jack that junt.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I got for that one, John.
All right, let's go under the 8.5. Now, what about this O's-Phillies game, man?
Love it.
What a game yesterday that was.
That was a good game. Oh, man, we had the first 5 money line, and that really almost hit, too. The Phillies scored a run in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie it up. But the Orioles ended up winning the game, so we ended up getting that one. That was a really good one. Today, Kyle Gibson on the mound, a 5.18 ERA in July. He had a 6.89 ERA in June. He's 3-3 in his last 10, John. How about this? Taijuan Walker, a 2.76 ERA at home this year. He has a 5 ERA in July, but he had a 1.5 ERA in June. This is a great stat for you. Taijuan Walker, the Phillies have a decision in Taijuan Walker's last 10 starts, and he's 8-2 in those last 10 starts. Tough right there. Stats kind of say to go against the Orioles. If he has a decision in his last 10 starts and he's 8-2 right there, and you're giving me the Phillies at plus money, I'm going to go ahead and take that. So I have the Phillies first 5 minus half a run plus 105. And how about the over 5.5 plus 104 here? Maybe some runs in this game.
Interesting. So you like the Phillies, right?
I have the Phillies.
I love the Phillies because I feel like these are 2 pitchers going complete opposite directions. If you look at Walker, you mentioned to him, but just look at his last 32 innings. He's only given up 3 runs. My man right now is piecing things together ever since he left New York, and he had an amazing, amazing June, carrying it over here into July. I'm with him. I'm backing Walker and the Phillies, and plus the O's, dude, they've won 3 straight. They're pulling things out their keister. Eventually, it's got to dissipate, and I think it dissipates at Citizens Bank Park tonight.
So my idea on the first 5 over 5.5, John, is the Phillies might be able to get there by themselves against Kyle Gibson.
Because Gibson don't strike nobody out.
And it's also a great hedge, and both are plus money too. It's a great hedge on the Phillies first 5 plus 105 because the Orioles can hit. And so if the Phillies lose, this game's probably going over in the first 5, right?
It's a good point.
Don't you think?
I actually like that. That's a great hedge.
How about that?
And
and both could hit very easily as well, just like the 2 strikeouts we did yesterday.
And by the way, I mean, like when you look at this O's team, I'm just so damn impressed with everything they do, and they even make some crazy decisions, and it still works out for them. Like, I mean, Gunnar Henderson. It's just a wild team right now.
They took Gunnar Henderson out last night, John, after he hit a ball off the batter's eye.
Was it Frazier?
Yeah, pinch hit for Adam Frazier. Yeah. It was like a righty-lefty split. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, but he's Gunnar bleeping Henderson.
I agree, John.
He's been.
Hey, they won the game. I can't. You what are you going to do?
And again,
they've won 62 games. I mean, I really can't argue.
The young kid who got the RBI raised his average from 126 to 129 for the season.
Savale
Cowser or something.
Cowser. It was Cowser. That's right.
Yeah.
I knew it started with a C.
That was a miracle. That was a great game.
It was. All right, John, next one, Marlins Rays tonight, 5:40. I love this game tonight.
Ooh, I'm glad
I have so
hold
many.
On. You mean, hold on, is this a 3-star?
No, only question marks on.
Damn it.
No. There's a 1-star. I have a 1-star play on this game.
Okay.
There's a 1-star play on this game. How about that?
If you don't know, real quick,
I work from a 3 question mark to a 3-star system. And I don't just stop there. I could go more stars. I never have before. The most stars I've ever given is 3 stars. So I don't know what really system I play to, but I generally work between 3 question marks and 3 stars.
And in honor of Barbie blowing up the box
I don't
office.
want to do this again.
No. I'm just explaining to him. I yesterday tried to ask him, Margot Robbie, who plays Barbie. I was like, is she question marks or
We're running out of
stars?
time.
And he basically said 3 stars.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So the Marlins at the Rays tonight. The Rays have been struggling if you've been asleep under a rock for a while. The Rays are, or you just don't like baseball. The Rays are 3-7 in their last 10 games. The Marlins also struggling 2-8 in their last 10 games. However, the Rays have the fewest runs in the month of July. They also have the second worst batting average in July and the second worst OPS, both behind the Pittsburgh Pirates. Ed Cabrera on the mound tonight for the Marlins. 5.93 ERA on the road, 0-5 in his 9 starts on the road this year. His last 5 road starts, the first 5 innings, he gave up no runs to the Cardinals. That's an outlier. 5 before that, 2 before that, 2 before that, and 4 before that. Tyler Glass now on the mound for the Rays, a 2.59 ERA in July, a 4.15 ERA in June. In July, his first 5 innings, 3 runs, 1 run, 2 runs. Okay, that's a lot of statistics I'm throwing at you. Here's what I like in this game. The Rays are striking out, but not that much. The Rays are getting out, but they're not striking out very much at all. Under 6.5 strikeouts for Ed Cabrera is minus 145. That's my 1-star play. A lot of juice on that, but he hasn't gotten more than 6 strikeouts at all this year. You add on to it that the Rays aren't striking out. He doesn't get more than 6.5 strikeouts today. There's absolutely no way.
So under 6.5 strikeouts.
1-star play for sure.
1-star play.
I
like this a lot.
I also have some price plays here, okay? The Marlins and Rays are both struggling a lot, but these prices are just too big to pass up. The first 5 plus half a run for the Marlins is plus 115. So you get the tie, plus 115. Marlins money line for the game, plus 180, John. I'm going to take the Marlins plus 180 on the money line. The Marlins have won a lot of games. They're not struggling any more than the Rays are. They're both struggling the equal amount. I'm not plus 180 in a regular season. I'm taking plus 180. That price is just too good to pass up.
Okay. I just have to ask.
I'm also taking the over 4.
I love the plus 180. Okay, I do. I feel you. I love that. But I was also looking at minus Tampa Bay minus 1.5. That's plus 105 right now. Minus 1.5. And the only reason I'm even saying this is Tyler Glasnow has been straight up good. His problem is he gives up home runs. Guess who doesn't hit a lot of home runs?
The Marlins.
That would be the Marlins. I feel like this is a perfect matchup for Glasnow at home to get off of it. I think he's going to go have a really big start. I feel like this Marlins team might not even put up 1 or 2 runs. I kind of feel like plus 105 with the Rays feels a little better because I don't trust Ed Cabrera. And if the Rays are putting the ball in play, you know they got speed on the base paths. It could spell a little bit of trouble for Miami. Do you feel what I'm putting down?
I unfortunately think you might be right. And I've already placed wagers on the Marlins today. Well, we're just riding with it, but I think you're probably right.
I just feel like that it could be that kind of day. I'm going Rays minus the 1.5 plus 105.
I really do still like Ed Cabrera under 6.5 strikeouts.
I know, I already got that one. That also helps play into my Rays minus the 1.5 because they're going to put the ball in play against old Mr. Cabrera.
I don't know. They're struggling, though, man.
They are struggling mightily. They are struggling mightily. I ain't going to lie.
That's why I just think the plus 180. That's why I took the plus 180.
It's just too much money to pass up.
But I also like your train of thought, too. Could go either way. Maybe that's a reason to stay away. However, I already have it, and it doesn't sound like you're going to stay away either way. Hope one of us is going to be right.
One of us is going to win.
That's
one
right.
of us is going to lose. All right.
You want to do another game, or you want to take a break?
Please. I want to do one more.
We could do Rockies Nationals.
I want to do one where you actually have a few more stars. Hey, something's playing.
Yeah, it's a commercial. It'll be over in a second.
What is he talking about? Anything special?
I don't have stars again, John, until we get to literally the last game of the day, the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. And we should do that game like the last segment of the day.
Last segment of the day.
How about this one? I'll do a local game for you. I'll do a local game for you. You want to do Cardinals and D-backs?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cardinals D-backs. This one's at 8:40. It's in Arizona, so this is on Bally's. You can watch it on Bally's. Wind blowing out a little bit, plus 12% chance for extra base hits in this game. The Cardinals have the second best batting average in the month of July, the third best OPS in the month of July. The D-backs have the fifth worst batting average in July and the seventh worst OPS in July. Steven Matz finally got his first win in his last start against Chicago. He shoved. He has a 3.71 ERA in July. He had a 1.64 ERA in June. However, he was relieving that month. Merrill Kelly is making his first start in a month. In June, he had a 4.02 ERA. In May, he had a 2.59 ERA. None of that really matters a whole lot. It was so long ago. It's his first start back. So here's what I like in his first start back. Steven Matz could give up a lot of runs. However, he's been pretty good. Merrill Kelly, first start back. All of that equates to me for the first 5 over 5 runs. The Cardinals have been hitting the ball well. The D-backs haven't, but Steven Matz can give up runs. That's even money. I like the over 5 there. I also like the Cardinals' first 5 money line plus 105 and the Cardinals' money line for the game plus 105. The Cardinals are the hot hand right now. I'm riding them. They've been hitting the ball well. The D-backs haven't. It's Merrill Kelly's first start back. All 3 of those are plus money bets. I'm going to take all 3 of them right there. Or even money on the over 5. I shouldn't say plus money. Even money or plus money.
I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Plus, like you said, you have a star on the big game, and that would be the Dodgers and the Blue Jays later this evening, the last game. Last night, by the way, remember I took the Blue Jays yesterday. There were 2 games that I won in extra innings. That was one of them. Felt good. The Blue Jays and the Orioles. They saved my keister yesterday. We're going to break down more bets, but on the other side, we've got to go to Hardwood, where literally it just feels so good. It'll make you laugh, man. Make you laugh in your stomach, if you know what I mean. Another thing that always makes you feel good, Tito's. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hi, folks. Remember when you had a picture of a car in your bedroom and you dream of owning it someday? Now you've got something that looks like a box. Come on, man. What happened to the dream? At Sunrise, no matter what your past credit, no matter how much you owe on your trade, we make dreams come true every day. Hundreds of new cars and trucks to choose from, and a $5 million used car inventory with cars and trucks low as $99.95. Low monthly payments, and if you don't have a big down payment, don't worry about it at Sunrise. Don't be that guy driving an ugly car. Get into Sunrise Buick GMC, Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, Bartlett, and Collierville. Live the dream. Life is good.
Jim's Place Grill, over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations, family time, and lasting memories. The Terrace family with their touch for our community. Recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the E in grill. Every steak grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's Place and taste and see the difference. Lunch hours Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner hours Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark, hard work, values, and a dedication to their diners, the Terrace family creates a memorable dining experience. Lunch menu, the staples like the souffle ma, shrimp cocktail, crab cakes, and those salad dressings, all homemade. Dinner, the calamari, soup, seafood, and those steaks, fillets, ribeyes, and strips. Fantastic bar area, all at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
I'm Sean Sewer with XMC Technologies, your local source for the best in office technology for over 30 years. We believe that being a technology partner means meeting our clients' needs as they change over time. That's why I'm happy to share that we are now Visual Edge IT. As cyber attacks continue to be a growing threat, our customers are asking for more cybersecurity and ransomware protection. For more information on how to protect your office, visit us at visualedgeit.com or call us locally 901-737-8910.
Did you know a percentage of accidents are because people are texting and driving at the same time? If you've been hit by a driver texting and not paying attention to the road, call the law offices of Arthur Horn III. You probably know them for their big cases, but they know your case is big too. Let them represent you. Join the winning team at the law offices of Arthur Horn III. Call today, Arthur Horn III, 901-331-1816. That's 901-331-1816. And please, don't text and drive.
Summer's here, and Gossett Kia on the Pike has the hottest deals you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Hit the highway with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $259 a month, $27.99 due at signing. 2023 Sportage LX 308 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month leases plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte PE 641,916, MSRP 21,910. Sportage P 718,270, MSRP 28,185. EV6 P 510, 5073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties are limited. Powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy, Johnny Radio. I got Jay Morgan hanging out with me, and we're about to do a little bit of hardwood because it just feels so deadgum good. Jaylen Brown got a lot of money. I bet he feels good, $304 million on a 5-year Supermax extension. But we got to talk about some people who probably aren't feeling all that good here in a little bit of hardwood.
You know, John, I was thinking?
What are you thinking about?
The highlight of last college football season was the entire month of November when Cadillac Williams was the coach of Auburn, betting on them every week and them covering every spread.
That was
the most electric
amazing
part of the season last year, I think.
You know, I will say that was very good for your pocketbook.
I think it was awesome.
And we were on that train big time. The kids are coming to play for Cadillac. But
they were though, man.
They did. But I'm going to tell you, I mean, that Ohio State game last year in the championship game, my man C.J. Stroud went off, but yet Georgia still pulled that junk out. Like, that was an awesome game.
So you think that was better than the run of Cadillac Williams in November?
No. I was more profitable. I was more profitable for that. But, I mean, you know, I said the Tulane USC game, like that. Them coming back to cover that one was a miracle and amazing for me.
I didn't enjoy TCU at all because I was betting against them every week because they should have lost like 4 or 5 of those games.
And you didn't take them in the national championship game, did you?
Well, no, I thought they lost in the semifinal, right? TCU did.
No, they lost to Georgia like 63-7.
Yeah, that was the semifinal, right?
No, that was the championship.
Oh, that was the championship.
Yeah, because they beat Michigan.
They beat Michigan.
Am I high or something? Am I not right?
No, you're probably right. I don't recall very well.
No. Now
TCU lost in the championship.
Yeah, that's what I. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. No, don't question yourself because I don't know if you're right or not, John. I don't follow it closely enough to remember.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember Jim Harbaugh? Everybody was really ticked off about how they failed.
That's right.
Yeah. Golly. Vaguely. Well, you remember. Really. Hey, good job. You remember something. Yeah, TCU, remember?
I can tell you all about the Cosby Show, though.
Yes, you could. But you know what? We're going to talk about some wild stuff here because we got Aaron Hernandez's brother's news, DJ. It's insane. Also got to talk about Colin Kaepernick, and I'm serious. Like, I don't know why this happens every year, and it needs to stop because it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my entire life. And we're going to get into that in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. But I have to remind you of something that's special. And that special thing is Tito's. You know, Tito's handmade vodka is crafted and distilled right here in the United States. And you can go to Tito'sVodka.com, check out all the things about it. You know it's 100% gluten-free, all from corn. It's 6 times distilled. They still it in classic copper pots. It's the dead gum 3-time vodka tonic of the year. If you want the best spirit around that's simple and smooth and just every bit as good as the last, get to Tito's. Tito's handmade vodka. Jay, let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
All right, Colin Kaepernick and people who work out with him in the summer, stop it. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. So Colin Kaepernick releases on his little Twitter thing, "We stay sharp." Talks and shows that he's got CeeDee Lamb out there and Jalen Waddle and Najee Harris and Kendrick Bourne, and he's throwing passes where there's no defenders out there at the Nike training facility. Whippity-doo-dah. Nobody's covering you. Colin Kaepernick, you haven't played football in the National Football League since 2016. 2016. Colin, I want to ask you the truth. Like putting it out there. And then also Kendrick Bourne coming out going, man, he's got a rocket of an arm still. My goodness. Oh, he probably still has 6 years left in him of good quarterbacking. Do you know what Colin Kaepernick, have you ever looked at Colin Kaepernick's stats?
He's got a chooch.
My man didn't complete 60% of his passes. Have you looked at the NFL lately? Let's just look at completion percentage last year. Geno Smith, entire season. And by the way, he threw 666 passes last year. That's Geno Smith. Colin Kaepernick, the most passes he's ever thrown in a season was 478. Before that, 416. And then before that, he doesn't even get 300, 218, 244. My man's only thrown 1,600 passes. And again, he's 58% completion percentage. Today in the National Football, Byron Leftwich says he has a long release. And I don't know if you remember Byron Leftwich.
Sure do.
My man would pull it back, almost completely pause, almost turn around. I mean,
Tim Tebow.
It was a long thing. Colin Kaepernick's is even longer. I mean, I know he can run, but he ain't running like he was back when he was 20. He hadn't played since 2016. And again, completion percentage. Geno Smith with 667 passes, 69.6%.
Nice.
Jimmy Garoppolo last year. I mean, by the way, Jimmy Garoppolo's career, he's a 68% completion percentage for his career. My man's thrown a lot of passes. Matt Stafford, 67.5. Tom Brady, 67.1. Matt Ryan, who can't even play in the league, still completed 67% of his passes last year. Aaron Rodgers, 67. Pat Mahomes, 66, 67. I mean, you aren't completing at least 60% of your throws. You're not playing in the National Football League. Kirk Cousins, 66.1. Ryan Tannehill even completed 66.5% of his passes. And you think 58% completion percentage is going to get it done in the National Football League? And you keep putting out these videos saying, they're not allowing me to play in the National Football League. Bro, if you're the best of the best, you're going to be playing in the NFL. You're not replacing anybody in the National Football League. You are not better. You had workout after workout after workout. You have to be able to you have not played since 2016. Stop just stirring the pot and putting BS out there. Because, dude, go away, enjoy your money. I'm tired of hearing about how you can throw at Nike's training facility with a few pros, and guess what? You complete some passes. Whippity damn doodah.
What about Cam Newton's next workout?
Dude, and Cam Newton's the same. By the way, did you see Cam Newton get so ticked off yesterday?
No.
Or no, it was actually on Sunday.
Didn't see that either.
He was at a football camp on Sunday, and there was two young dudes who were heckling they kept screaming, "How many Super Bowl rings you got? How many Super Bowl rings?" And he's out there like working with kids, you know what I'm saying? And they're just heckling the hell out of him. Finally, after about an hour of how many Super Bowl rings you got, and hey, we have the same amount of Super Bowl rings, me and you, Cam came over there and gave him a very dirty gesture and told him, hey, we might have the same amount of Super Bowl rings, but I bet I have a bigger bank account. Boom! And then took off. So that was the Cam Newton story. But yeah, he wasn't working out to get back in the NFL. He was actually going out there. He wants to play, but he knows he can't anymore. You saw his workout too.
I don't think he knows.
Did you see his workout?
Yeah, but he doesn't know it yet. I think part of the reason these guys are successful is because they have wild, imaginations about their abilities and stuff like that.
Well, they also, both of them were very successful with their legs, and they don't have the legs that they used to. They just don't.
Literally.
Literally.
No, not literally.
No, they don't. Them legs ain't them young legs.
But they're the same legs.
They are the same.
They didn't cut his legs off and give him new legs.
All right, we'll put it this way. Like, we'll just put
Can
it.
you imagine? Can you imagine if they did? That might actually help. The leg transplant. Fresh legs.
You might have been like when you were 20, had the freshest hair in the history of the world, but time went by, and guess what? Male pattern baldness hit you very hard.
Brother, I started losing my hair in high school. I don't know.
Okay. During middle school, you had the most luscious locks.
Sure did.
But, yeah, Colin, quit putting BS out there like that about how you are blackballed from playing. You hadn't played since 2016, and you can't complete the damn football. Now, what was my other thing? Did I tell you about the Aaron Hernandez brother situation?
No, tell me about it.
All right, you heard of DJ when he was going to go shoot up ESPN, right?
Okay.
You remember this whole story back in the day?
Bryant just told me about it.
Well, DJ Hernandez, the day he was supposed to show up for court, took his girl. He was supposed to go to court for the whole situation at ESPN, which is Bristol in Connecticut. He lives in Connecticut. He was. I think he went.
I think he lives in Bristol, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he does. Well, this is very disturbing. He's now been arrested. Thank goodness. Because cops went out there and got this guy because, one, his girlfriend even ratted on him. And during, the whole situation that they say is, Aaron Hernandez's brother, has been, they said, basically gravely disturbed and dangerous to society. They had to arrest him. He sent alarming text messages. One read that, "We're taking lives if blank isn't paid up. It's been years in the planning, just taking notes, names, and locations. We've talked our way into blah, 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 blah." Cops, this goes on and on and on. It's very long. You can read it if you want to. And then it gets to the point where DJ's ex-girlfriend says that instead of him showing up to his scheduled court appearance, he borrowed her car and said, "I got to go to court." He actually drove to Brown University, went into a bunch of classrooms, then drove to UConn, went into a whole bunch of classrooms in that building, and has basically notes on how he's going to go to those two schools and go shoot the schools up. How in the world can two brothers be that damn crazy?
Nature or nurture.
That's a great question. Is it nature or is it nurture?
That's what I just asked you.
Could be a little bit of both. Because obviously, I mean, Aaron Hernandez, you remember that crazy dude's playing in the NFL, got fat money, and he's out there taking lives. And now his brother, who's so crazy, already had a run-in with ESPN. He's been planning to go shoot up 2 universities, Brown and UConn. Like, that is just, that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't even have a comment on it. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. Again, now you got my head spinning, nature or nurture.
Well, they're brothers.
What do you think
2
it is?
brothers.
Think dad was too rough on him?
I don't know.
Mom wasn't there to love him? Or they just straight up bat-ish crazy?
I don't know, man. Your guess would be as good as mine on that one.
I think we should take a poll. 901-360-8255. Were they just loony or were they not loved? It's a great question. Do you have any stories?
Not
really.
Not really. LeBron's son had a cardiac arrest. That's kind of scary.
Well, that is pretty rough.
That's really scary.
That is.
We already talked about that at the beginning. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about that. That's just that's some scary
So that's kind of why I didn't bring it up, because I don't really have any stories. That would be one.
Well,
I spent all my time handicapping for the 2 of us, John.
Well, there was an interesting scene with my man. You know Tristan Thompson right now.
Oh, I sure do.
You know he was Chloe's husband.
Sure was. Baby daddy.
But they were getting back together, and then he did the ultimate no, did he not? What did he do? Do you know why they didn't get back together, remember?
He got another girl pregnant.
Gosh, dog it. When you got one pregnant, make sure you don't get another one. That should be rule number 1 in relationships, right?
Yes.
And by the way, I read something interesting. I think it was something like, if you cheat on someone who's good to you, you're only cheating yourself. It's pretty good right there. You like that?
That's deep.
That is some deep stuff. You didn't know I even had anything that deep, did you?
No, but I do now.
Well, Tristan, he's down in Miami. I love Miami. Everybody loves Miami. It's like the best place in the world. This is the greatest.
South Beach.
Love me some South Beach. Love me some massages, some little SLS
not like
clubbing.
Not like the ones that Robert Kraft was getting down there, though.
No, those are yeah. Well,
or like those, yes.
Yeah,
like
those are awesome too. I'm just saying they're all great down there, no matter what. You know, it's all good down in Miami. Well, my man's down there, and some dude tries to fight him. Now he's smart enough, and it makes him kind of look funny because he just got out of the guy's way and just kind of ran away. But dude was trying to fight him, and I have a feeling he was probably trying to fight him so he could get knocked out and probably sue him. So actually, very good thinking, because Tristan Thompson sometimes does not think. Just look at the whole situation with Chloe.
Well,
but here he handled himself.
With his penis.
Yeah, he was just thinking with the wrong head. But this time he was thinking with the right one, and he did not get in a fight because it would have all been videotaped, and then he'd get sued. So, congratulations on Tristan. It feels like he's growing as an individual.
God bless him.
Now, I did tell y'all earlier, we got UFOs coming out tomorrow. The Congress and the House Oversight Committee are bringing in all the tops of the military, all kinds of people that are like big time. One person's already alleged today in the news that the United States has recovered technology that is not from this earth. Tomorrow we're going to find out the big one. And I have to ask you, what's going on with Twitter, man?
I don't know.
Well, they changed it to a thing called, is it now called X? Is it Twitter or X?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer.
If you don't know, Elon Musk, he bought the Twitter, and now he took away the little bird, right? Is the bird still there?
No,
or is it just an X?
Now. It's an X.
It's just an X. What does the X stand for?
The sound of machines running in here when I turn the microphone on is driving me insane.
What is it doing?
It's just you probably can't hear it on the radio. You probably can't hear it on the radio, and me pointing it out is actually way more annoying than the actual noise would be to the audience member.
Can you do that noise one more time? Dude, one time my friends purse fell off the table and that noise emanated from her purse. Was that just some
it a vibrator?
No. We are going to take a quick commercial break. Coming back tomorrow, on the other side of this break, we've got to get our last bets and our favorite bets of the day. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Okay, it's July in Memphis, which means it's hot. Every day seems hotter than the one before, and even after the sun goes down, it's still hot. What to do? Make your way downtown to Bell Tavern. It's the perfect little oasis in the July heat. Not too bright, not too loud, and always nice and cool. This time of year, it's hard to beat an ice-cold beer, and Bell Tavern has those to spare. Add in the best bar food anywhere, the friendly staff, the great atmosphere, and for a minute in Bell Tavern, just for a minute, you might forget that eventually you're going to climb into a car that's hotter than an Easy-Bake oven.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
The FedEx Cup playoffs start in Memphis at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Come out to TPC Southwind August 9th through the 13th and watch the PGA Tour's top players battle to make it through Memphis. Enjoy Memphis at its finest with specialty cocktails, local eats, a vibrant atmosphere, and much more. 2 kids 15 and under admitted free with a ticketed adult. Daily grounds and upgraded tickets are available now at FedExChampionship.com.
Hey Mid-South, the Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event has never been hotter than right now at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander? 7 seats, 27 MPG combined. We Gossett at $449 a month. Or get ready to take your pick from 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander or 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV, 420 total range, 64 combined MPGE. Get ready to ride for just $499 a month at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
20 cents excess mileage. Outlander PZ012158, MSRP 34555. Outlander SE PZ041164, MSRP 35585. PHEV PZ040302, 24-month, 12,000 miles per year. MSRP 48230. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now in West Tennessee. Offices at 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard and in Collierville. Contact Brooks Winchester at 901-498-5763 for commercial, residential, and recreational needs. A division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. First National Bank and Trust customers can depend on them because they know real estate, personal banking, business banking, online banking, and the mobile app. All at First National Bank and Trust.
That's one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. We're about to put a close on today's show. Got to put our bets out there. But want to remind you, tomorrow is going to be a big day in the world. We've got Big Ten Media Days. Jim Harbaugh is going to be suspended the first 4 games for basically lying to the NCAA. We're going to talk Northwestern. How's Ohio State going to do in replacing the quarterback? All kinds of stuff. But don't forget, tomorrow we're finding out about UFOs. Bigger story tomorrow. Big Ten Media Days or the UFO Congress House situation.
UFOs for sure.
I think so too. If we find out they're aliens, are you going to panic?
No. I've been operating under the assumption there's aliens.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You've been operating under the assumption that there are aliens. I love the way you put that. I'm going to start operating like that.
How about that?
Yeah, we're going to find out the truth tomorrow. But now it's time to make some money, Jay.
Is it? Oh, you want my stars?
I want your stars.
My stars and stripes. Sorry, I had to turn the page to the last page here. Here we go, because it's the last page of the game, last day of the game, last game of the day, last day of the game.
It's all right,
the last
man.
game of the day, John.
It's also the last segment of the day. It's a good thing because your tongue is twisted.
It's about to be lunchtime for me too. I'm gonna have a nice little sandwich, maybe a banana with it. I love me a sandwich and a banana for lunch. Wind blowing out in this Blue Jays and Dodgers game. Plus 12% chance for a home run. It's on MLB Network if you want to watch it. Here's some stats for you. Blue Jays have the 5th best batting average in the league versus left-handed pitching. The Dodgers, in the month of July, have the 2nd best OPS. Toronto has the 10th best. The Dodgers have the 6th best average in July. Toronto has the 9th best. The Dodgers also have scored the 2nd most runs in July. Here's the pitchers now. Chris Bassett, a 5.81 ERA on the road, a 3.27 ERA in July. He can give up some runs. I think he might give up some today. Julio Urias, 2.15 ERA at home.
He's killing me, man.
A
He's killing me this year.
6.75 ERA in July. That's 3 road games in July, so that kind of makes sense. Here's what I like in this game. The Blue Jays' first 5, they're giving me plus 130 on the money line. I'm taking that.
Wait, Blue Jays first 5 plus 130?
Plus 130. I'm taking that.
I
The
like
Blue Jays
that.
have the 5th best average against lefties, and Urias has been giving up runs. I'm taking him in this game. And he's been giving up runs. I think Bassett can give up runs too. So I'm going to take the first 5 over 5, and the Blue Jays, quite frankly, might get there by themselves. That's my 1-star play, plus 105 there. Over 9 for the game, also a 1-star play, plus 105. So we're hammering the over in this game, and then Blue Jays first 5 plus 130.
Oh, that's painful because Julio Urias is one of my fantasy pitchers, and yes, ever since he's come back from injury, he had that one good start after the All-Star break. He has been horrible.
But that start, John, was at home, and he is at home today, so it could be a sign. That is a stat. That is an angle you could go at it. I'm not willing to go that way.
I'm not touching the Dodgers with a 10-foot ball. I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed. I'm definitely going to take a plus 130 first 5 with the Blue Jays. And if they don't get there, guess what? At least I got maybe some fantasy points.
Yeah.
It's how you look at it.
That's a good price, too, man. Plus 130.
Plus 130, yeah.
And everybody else has been giving up runs?
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to lose plus 130.
Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot. Now, one other game that I was kind of looking at is the Twins and the Mariners.
Love that game today.
Who do you like? Because I feel like this damn Twins team is playing good baseball. I like the fact that Lopez is at home. Kirby's been good for Seattle, but, man, the Twins are finally hitting the baseball and not striking out.
Now, only at the end of the game, John, against relievers, because the Mariners relievers are bad. We have 12 seconds. I like the under in this game. Under 4 first 5 and a Nerfy.
Let's do it. Hey, I hope everybody had a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. For Jay Morgan, I'm John Harden. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace.
I think it's the slow smoking over pecan and hickory wood.
It's the secret combination of dry rub spices.
Maybe it isn't one single thing that makes Central Barbecue special.
I didn't say it was one thing. I said there's probably one thing that makes Central Barbecue special that's more important than the other things that make Central Barbecue special.